Ladies and gentlemen, imagine for a moment that your voice carries the power to unlock doors that have remained closed for years. Imagine that your future is not shaped by circumstances, but by the very words that leave your lips. What if the difference between the life you have and the life you dream of is not opportunity, not talent, not background, but your speech? Today, I invite you to step into a realm where your words become architects, where your tongue becomes a tool of transformation, and where every sentence you speak is a brick in the house of your destiny. My friends, transformation does not begin in the hands, it begins in the mouth. The moment you speak, you release either life or limitation. Your words carry energy, spiritual weight, and creative force. Every time you open your mouth, you are creating a future, intentionally or unintentionally. The creative power of spoken words. There is a profound mystery woven into the fabric of human existence, the mystery of words. Words are not simply sounds carried by breath. They are spiritual containers filled with authority, intention, and creative energy. Every word spoken from your mouth has the power to construct or to tear down, to lift or to limit, to open doors or to close them. The transformation of your life begins when you understand that your speech carries spiritual influence, shaping both your internal world and your external reality. From the moment you rise in the morning, words hover around you like seeds searching for soil. The question is not whether your words will produce something. The question is what they will produce. Seeds never fail to grow. They simply grow according to their nature. If your speech is filled with doubt, negativity, and fear, those seeds will grow thorns. But if your speech carries faith, expectation, vision, and courage, you will harvest a future filled with possibility. Many people underestimate the authority they possess because they have allowed their circumstances to speak louder than their convictions. They repeat what they see instead of declaring what they desire. But transformation does not begin with what the eyes observe. It begins with what the tongue releases. Your tongue is the pen that writes tomorrow's script. When you declare words of life, you are writing a future of strength, clarity, and purpose. There is a creative dimension to speech that goes beyond psychology or positive thinking. It is spiritual. Your words travel into the unseen realm and begin forming realities that later manifest in the visible realm. When you say, "I will overcome," you release forces that align opportunities, courage, and wisdom your way. When you say, "I am finished," you shut the door on your own potential. Every breakthrough in your life begins with a spoken sentence. Every new chapter begins with a heartfelt declaration. Transformation happens when you intentionally choose the vocabulary of faith instead of the language of fear. You must speak before you see. You must declare before you experience. The creative power of speech requires you to verbalize a future that has not yet materialized. Do not allow your mouth to be a mirror reflecting your present condition. Let your mouth be a window revealing your future transformation. When you speak life over yourself, your family, your career, your dreams, you breathe divine possibility into them. Your words call forth potential that has been lying dormant. There are people whose dreams never awaken because their tongues continually bury them. Instead of saying something good is coming, they say nothing ever changes for me. Instead of saying I am capable, they declare I am not enough. You must reverse the flow of your speech. Speak to your life as if you are watering a garden. Speak encouragement to your soul. Speak hope into the dry places. Speak victory into every area that feels defeated. Transformation through speech requires consistency. A single sentence can inspire you for a moment, but repeated declarations can reshape your identity. The more you speak life, the more life grows within you. The more you speak faith, the more faith becomes your reality. Your words are creative seeds. Use them with intention. Use them with vision. Use them with expectation. The transformation you seek is waiting for the sentences you are willing to speak. Your mouth is the steering wheel of your destiny. Life is a journey, And destiny is not a destination reached by chance. Every person moves in the direction set by their inner compass. Yet this compass is not found in the mind, the heart, or the emotions. It is found in the mouth. Your speech determines the direction of your life. You cannot walk one way while speaking another. Your life will always drift toward the dominant declarations of your tongue. When a driver takes control of a steering wheel, even a small turn has the power to change the final destination. In the same way, even small shifts in the words you speak can completely redirect the course of your future. Many individuals remain stuck in cycles not because they lack talent or opportunity, but because their speech continually anchors them to the same emotional and mental patterns. They want progress, but they speak stagnation. They want breakthrough, but they confess defeat. Your mouth sets the spiritual GPS of your life. When you declare, "I am moving forward," your steps follow. When you declare, "This season will be different," you begin to notice opportunities you previously ignored. But when you say, "My life will always be the same," you paralyze the possibilities available to you. The direction of your future is determined by the vocabulary you consistently use. Speech has momentum. A single negative word may not destroy your future, but repeated negative patterns create destructive pathways. Likewise, a single declaration of faith may feel small, but repeated declarations build a highway of hope that carries you into new territory. If you want to change direction, change your declarations. If you want to redirect your destiny, redirect your speech. Your life cannot go where your mouth has not first gone. Throughout history, great visionaries redirected nations, communities, and movements by speaking words that seemed impossible at the time. They dared to speak what others refused to imagine, and their speech became the steering wheel that pulled them into uncharted territory. If your words remain small, your life remains small. If your words remain fearful, your life remains limited. But if your words expand, your life expands. Begin to take responsibility for the steering wheel of your destiny. Each morning, set your direction with intention. Declare, "I am moving into purpose." Declare, "New doors are opening." Declare, "Strength is rising within me." Your declarations are not empty. They are commands to your future. Be mindful of the words spoken about challenges. Instead of saying, "This problem will crush me," say, "This challenge will shape me." Instead of saying, "I cannot handle this," declare, "I am growing through this." Your direction in life is shaped not by what happens to you, but by what you say about what happens to you. Your destiny is waiting for your speech to align with it. Do not allow your mouth to be filled with the language of fear. Steer your life with words of faith, words of vision, and words of strength. The journey ahead is shaped by the sentences you speak today. Align your speech with your vision. Vision is a powerful force. It is the picture of your preferred future, the blueprint of your potential, the whisper of what your life can become. But vision alone is not enough. Vision requires voice. A vision that remains silent will remain dormant. A vision that is not spoken is a vision without breath. Speech is the breath that awakens vision and gives it the strength to manifest. Many people carry extraordinary dreams within their hearts, but their words contradict their desires. They dream of growth but speak defeat. They envision a bright future but speak the language of impossibility. Their speech pulls them in one direction while their vision pulls them in another, creating an inner conflict that prevents breakthrough. Your speech must become the companion of your vision, not the enemy of it. Every dream needs declarations to sustain it. Every vision requires verbal reinforcement. When you speak in alignment with your vision, something powerful happens within you. Your confidence rises. Your mind clears. Your emotions stabilize. Your actions gain purpose. Vision grows through confession. When you speak about your future, you are watering the seeds of your vision. When you declare your goals, you are strengthening your inner commitment to them. When you speak what you see in your spirit, you pull that reality closer to your life. Do not be afraid to speak boldly about your vision, even if others do not understand it. Vision is personal. Your future was not shown to everyone. It was revealed to you. Do not shrink your words to fit the expectations of small thinkers. Speak according to the size of your vision, not the size of your fears. When you align your speech with your vision, barriers begin to loosen. Opportunities emerge. Vision creates direction, but speech creates movement. Without words, vision remains static. With words, vision becomes dynamic. Declare the future you see. Speak as if your vision is already unfolding. Let your mouth agree with what your heart knows. Do not let doubt silence the voice of your destiny. Align your speech with your vision, and you will witness transformation beyond your imagination. Replace negative narratives with life. Giving language, every human being carries internal narratives. Stories we tell ourselves about who we are, what we can accomplish, and what our future will look like. These narratives are shaped by past experiences, painful memories, personal insecurities, and the voices of others. Over time, these narratives form the foundation of our identity and influence our decisions. But many of these internal stories are lies. They are distortions. They are outdated scripts that no longer reflect the person you are becoming. To transform your life, you must transform your inner narrative. And the greatest tool for rewriting your internal story is your speech. Words override old patterns. Speech rewrites mental scripts. When you speak life, giving language, you dismantle negative narratives that have held you back for years. Replace "I can't" with "I am capable." Replace "I am broken" with "I am being restored." Replace "I will fail" with "I will grow." Replace "I am alone" with "I am supported and strengthened." When you change your language, you change your internal atmosphere. Your speech becomes a cleansing force that washes away the residue of discouragement and fear. Language has the power to reshape your mindset and heal your emotional wounds. Do not underestimate the influence of the words you speak about yourself. The words you repeat become the truth your heart believes. If you consistently speak negative narratives, your future becomes small. But if you consistently speak life-giving words, your future expands. Surround yourself with the vocabulary of life. Speak words that nurture your identity. Speak words that affirm your worth. Speak words that strengthen your courage. The transformation of your inner narrative begins with the decision to choose words that align with who you are becoming. Rewrite your story through the language of hope, the language of renewal, and the language of strength. When you change the words you speak, you change the person you are. Declare what you desire, not what you fear. Fear is loud. It tries to dominate your thoughts and influence your speech. But transformation requires you to stop speaking your fears and start declaring your desires. When you speak fear, you empower the very outcome you want to avoid. When you speak desire, you activate courage, clarity, and divine alignment. Every fear is a shadow that disappears when confronted by the light of your declarations. When you speak what you desire instead of what you fear, you are training your mind to focus on possibilities instead of limitations. Fear describes the problem, desire declares the solution. Declare healing instead of repeating the symptoms. Declare opportunity instead of rehearsing the obstacles. Declare peace instead of amplifying confusion. Declare success instead of predicting failure. Your declarations set the emotional climate of your life. If you speak fear, you walk in anxiety. If you speak desire, you walk in expectancy. Your future responds to the voice you give it. Desires must be spoken with confidence. Do not whisper the life you want. Declare it boldly. Speak as if your desires are already taking shape. Speak with assurance. Speak with conviction. Speak with expectancy. Fear may rise, but it cannot survive in an atmosphere filled with declarations of faith. As you speak your desires daily, fear begins to lose power and your confidence rises. You become aligned with your future instead of trapped in your past. Speak the desires of your heart. Speak the future you long for. Speak the possibilities waiting inside you. When you declare what you desire, not what you fear, you step into a life shaped by courage, vision, and unstoppable momentum. Consistency in speech produces breakthrough. Breakthrough is not usually the result of one dramatic moment. It is the result of consistent, deliberate, daily alignment. And nothing aligns your life more powerfully than consistent speech. Transformation requires repetition. Identity requires reinforcement. Vision requires ongoing declaration. The words you speak daily have more power than the words you speak occasionally. A single sentence of encouragement is helpful, but a lifestyle of encouraging speech is transformational. Breakthrough does not come to those who speak life once. It comes to those who speak life continually. Consistency builds momentum. Momentum creates change. Change produces breakthrough. When you speak life consistently, you begin to reprogram your mind. You shift your emotional patterns. You retrain your expectations. You elevate your confidence. Slowly, day by day, your inner world aligns with your spoken declarations. Do not underestimate the power of small daily declarations. A seed may be small, but given time, it becomes a tree. A sentence may seem insignificant, but repeated daily, it becomes a foundation. Your consistent speech builds the structure of your future. Create a rhythm of declaration. Each morning, speak life into your day. Each evening, speak gratitude over what has unfolded. Throughout the day, speak strength over every challenge you encounter. Consistent speech produces breakthrough because it creates internal alignment. When your heart, mind, and words agree, your life becomes unstoppable. Your internal world begins to harmonize with your future, and the barriers that once seemed immovable begin to crumble. Do not wait for breakthrough to begin speaking life. Speak life until breakthrough arrives. The transformation you desire is hidden in the daily discipline of consistent declarations. The atmosphere of your life changes. When your speech changes, every life has an atmosphere. An invisible climate that surrounds a person, shapes their decisions, and influences their outcomes. This atmosphere is not created by accidents, luck, or circumstances. It is created by the words consistently spoken over your life. Your speech does not simply reflect your atmosphere. It builds it, shifts it, and transforms it. Every room you walk into carries a climate. Every season you experience has a tone. Every future you walk toward is shaped by the atmosphere surrounding your life. And the most powerful tool you possess to shift that atmosphere is your speech. When you speak, you release something into your environment. Courage or fear, hope or despair, faith or uncertainty. Your speech carries spiritual energy that influences your emotional, mental, and even physical world. A person who constantly speaks frustration creates a heavy atmosphere around themselves. A person who consistently speaks hope creates a refreshing atmosphere. The atmosphere of your life affects your strength, your clarity, your creativity, and your ability to rise. Some people live under a heavy atmosphere without realizing they themselves created it through years of negative words, complaining, self-criticism, hopeless statements, and fearful declarations. They wonder why life feels stuck, why joy feels distant, why progress feels slow. Yet the atmosphere surrounding them has been shaped by words spoken unguarded. But the good news is this: the moment you change your speech, your atmosphere begins to shift. You do not have to wait for circumstances to change before you speak differently. You speak differently, and circumstances begin to respond. Atmosphere changes when you speak words that lift, not words that drain. Atmosphere changes when you speak gratitude instead of complaint. Atmosphere changes when you speak vision instead of limitation. Atmosphere changes when you speak expectation instead of doubt. Your words are like the thermostat of your life. They set the temperature of your inner environment. If your speech is cold with negativity, your environment becomes discouraging. If your speech is warm with hope, your environment becomes welcoming and uplifting. Many breakthroughs do not happen because people's atmospheres are too heavy. Creativity cannot flow. Courage cannot rise. Vision cannot breathe. But when you begin to shift your speech, you open the windows of your soul. and let fresh wind enter. You change what surrounds you, and suddenly you find energy for things you once feared, clarity for challenges that once confused you, and confidence for dreams that once intimidated you. Changing your atmosphere through speech also affects the people around you. Your words influence your home, your friendships, your workplace, and your relationships. A single person who speaks life can transform the climate of an entire family. A single person who speaks peace can shift the tone of a troubled environment. A single person who speaks faith can spark courage in those who feel defeated. You may not be able to change people, but you can change the atmosphere you bring into their lives. An atmosphere has a way of softening hearts, opening minds, and preparing the ground for transformation. There are moments in life when you must prophesy over your own atmosphere. Moments when you declare, "Peace, be still," even though your emotions feel turbulent. Moments when you say, "Joy is rising," even though sorrow tries to linger. Moments when you speak, "This season is shifting," even though circumstances look the same. When you speak, the atmosphere hears you. It adjusts. It respects the authority of your voice. Transformation happens fastest when the atmosphere is aligned with your destiny. And your destiny is most alive when you fill your environment with life-giving speech. Start your mornings by declaring life over your day. Walk through challenges speaking clarity over confusion. And your evenings by declaring gratitude and strength for tomorrow. Day by day, the atmosphere around you will shift. You will begin to notice your emotions responding, your mind sharpening, your decisions becoming wiser, and your confidence rising. Opportunities that once felt distant will begin to draw near. Strength that once felt unreachable will become accessible. Peace that once felt impossible will settle around you. Your life will always rise or fall to the level of the atmosphere you create. And the atmosphere you create will always rise or fall to the level of the words you speak. Speak life until life surrounds you. Speak hope until hope fills you. Speak vision until vision leads you. Speak strength until strength defines you. When your speech changes, your atmosphere changes. And when your atmosphere changes, your entire life begins to transform.